So I would say most people in life want it to be easy and enjoyable, and they want to have great memories, and they want to live whatever the best that they can achieve, or whatever the best it is that they could see or be. They want that true, I believe that's what people truly want to achieve, their happiness. But if you don't know what your purpose is, you don't know what you're meant to do on this planet, you don't know what your goals are, you're probably gonna think life is pretty meaningless. You're probably gonna think, what is the point of this life? And I'm telling you this now because this was exactly how I thought about life. And it was not enjoyable. I mean, I might have thought it was enjoyable because I just dunk my head into video games and just playing all day, every day for 18 hours a day, and just kind of you know what? I want to escape reality. And, for the last 20 years, I did do that. And I just didn't really have too much thought about my life. I just it is what it is. I just kind of just drifted in and out. I worked here and there, some odd jobs, and, it just, I didn't really see what the point of anything was. And, I still wanted to have my own best version of my life, whatever that may be or what it may look like. But, when you're at the bottom of the totem pole, you're, in your 20s, you don't really know what the hell is going on. And frankly, I didn't want to even think about what was going on. I literally shut my brain off to absolutely everything and anything related to life. I just wanted to, like I said, play video games all day, every day, and just, what? I'm going to master the virtual reality. And I did. I mean, I literally completed, I completed the completionist cape. This game called RuneScape, and I just completely got consumed by this game. And I still think to this day it's still a wonderful game. It's a great game. The only problem is, I wasn't really focused on my own goals outside of the video game. Now, in order for me to truly respect my own life, I don't know why it took so long, but I really just had to escape. And it's funny because, the game is called RuneScape, and the meme is kind of run, escape, so, there's that. But, honestly, though, I feel like the best thing I ever did was actually quit that game. And let me just kind of break it down for you a little bit of my journey and what I did to really, truly be on the right path to be. I'm not successful yet, but I truly believe that this is the path I'm supposed to be on, and just kind of get out of my comfort zone and really just try to be the best version of myself. And all this really came about 7 months ago. And I've currently been working on a video, this compilation video that I really want to post. I'm really excited to post it, but I'm still not done with it. But man, it's just been a journey so far. The last 7 months, I just really completely completely shifted my life. I mean, my whole paradigm, my old habits just completely changed. And man, it's just so insane how now I started to read, and you know, and I started to just go on these walks just kind of like this and just think about life, and I just feel so much more at peace and more at ease, and I don't feel anxious anymore. I mean, you know, it happens from time to time, right? But I don't know, it's just, I really feel like that it was all meant to be. But, you know, I really had to figure out my purpose. And I'm still on that path. I'm on that journey right now. But, you know, I just love kind of talking to you guys. And even if there's only one person that listens, fuck it. It's great. It's kind of like I just like to talk out in the void. And I've always kind of done this before in the past. But now I'm just recording it. And, you know, whatever happens, happens. It's just, I've learned to realize that life is exactly what you make of it. And if you want to have that best life that you truly desire, you can have it. You really, truly can have it. You're just going to have to accept that some things in your current life right now, you might have to get rid of. Now, I'm not saying you have to go cold turkey and fully get rid of these bad habits, right? But kind of like slowly ease off of it, and you have to figure out what truly matters to you. You know, some things are going to matter more and some things are going to matter less. And really, I can't really tell you what those things are. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. And, you know, I remember it was really hard to first kind of think about escaping. It's like my own rat race of just like coming home, playing video games, and just like, you know, eating junk food and just kind of like not really caring about anything, you know. I don't know if anybody else has been living like this for the last 20 years. I have. And I mean, you know, if you can find solace and peace in your life from doing that, you know, kudos to you. But I can't do that anymore. So that's why I had to quit. And to be fair, I do kind of miss playing with my friends online. Because I will say that the good things that came with playing video games and talking with people all across the world, you know, I still had a good prospect of social skills, social awareness. I still kind of took that with me, even though I'm on this new path. But, you know, I kind of like said my piece, and I messaged all my friends that knew me and, you know, I talked to. And it was definitely hard. And, you know, the hardest part is not so much quitting a game that I've been playing for so long, but it's more about, it's like the lifestyle, you know, it's like when you stop, see, sorry, you know, when you stop playing this game, like a game, or you stop being a part of this Discord that you're always talking to with your friends, and all the jokes and the memes, and, you know, it's kind of this like circle of life. You're kind of like enjoying each person's, you know, their own perspective. You're enjoying each other, like the kind of jokes that you're having. Like, that's the part that I miss. I'm not gonna lie. But I just knew that truly it wasn't really like benefiting my life. And I wish I could still do that and live on this new journey that I'm on, like this new purpose, like I'm living my new life right now. But I don't know, like how my brain works is I become so freaking addicted. And I truly believe, at least the way I think, is I just cannot play a video game and just play it like a casual. I just can't do it, man. I wish I could. Honestly, it feels like it's a curse. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of kidding, but it's like the way I played RuneScape, because that was my game, I would just play it. I couldn't just log in for like an hour or 2 hours a day. I would play it all day, every day, maximizing it. I mean, if you've ever heard of that game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't, maybe it's a good thing. Shoot, man. Like, but you can see what I'm talking about. Like, obviously, I loved playing that game. It was so fun, but just, the problem is it just sucked way too much time and energy. And I just couldn't do it anymore. Now, I do believe I will come back one day. And I think it will be a cool ass like comeback. And be like, yo, what's up, guys? I'm back, man. But, you know, for the time being, I can't really do it right now. And anyways, back to what I was saying, like, just kind of like, I do miss the interaction with my friends, right? I would talk online with them. They would send me jokes and memes, and I would kind of send them the same thing. We go back and forth, and, you know, it's like the interaction. It's like we could almost do anything we wanted together as long as we were together as a group. We're talking online, right? The game was almost like secondary, but it was cool to be a part of, you know, a friend group where everybody's playing the same game as you. And it's just like, you know, it's like this little kind of like universe, this social reality that you get online. But it's like, I don't know. Yeah. I would say that's the hardest part. But, you know, like I said, I sent the message out to my friends. I already messaged them and I said, hey, currently right now I need to quit, and I'm kind of working on bettering myself, and this is kind of the path I need to be on. And I know it's going to be hard, but at least for the time being, I don't know how long I'm going to be on this journey, on this path, but I can't respectfully myself play this game and still interact with you. But I really hope that you can respect my decision, and that whenever I do finally change my life, I will be back, and I will let you know. You will be the first people that I tell when I finally achieve something and I finally become the best version of myself. And, you know, it was hard to send that post. And, you know, some people respected it. Some other people were kind of like thinking I abandoned them, or, you know, they think I'm like, oh, wow, like, how could you do that? Like, I mean, it really sucks. Some people took it like the wrong way. And, you know, I'm not really doing it to make anybody else's feelings hurt. But, you know, I just really want other people to know that all the people that I used to play with online, thank you. Thank you for being a part of my life and letting me have all these fun experiences and this journey, and just, you know, I learned a lot from you guys, and it was freaking fun, man. It was so fun. It's just currently right now I can't do that. And I have changed so much for the better. You don't understand, man. I really feel like I got liberated. And honestly, There's so many things I would love to tell you guys, but I can't tell you, not yet, man, because it's not the right time. And I've been working on, I have been changing my life since November of 2025. And it's been 7 months so far. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I feel so much more at peace mentally. Physically, I feel a lot better. And I just want you guys to know that honestly, I'm gonna rise you guys up to the top with me, okay? I will never forget about you guys, okay? I will be back. Best believe I will be back, okay? I mean, you guys already know. Some of y'all already know that part of my goal, part of my transformation, part of my, my dream, my purpose is I really want to be a teacher. I want to be a mentor, a life coach. I want to be a motivational speaker. And I'm currently working on making a TED Talk. And I've already told some of you guys before as I was playing RuneScape with you guys. And, I got a lot of good feedback. I'm not going to lie. You guys are freaking amazing, man. You guys really do believe I could do it. And it's so cool. So, shout out to y'all for believing in me and appreciating all that. But right now, I'm not quite there yet. But, I think we will get there. No, not I think. I know. It is inevitable. And, it's going to be a great day when I finally get to invite you guys to just tell you that I'm actually have made it from the basement to on stage. The world tour. Woo, doesn't that sound fire? Shoot. Man, that's crazy. Man, I'm hyping myself up, man. Motivational speaker for myself. Yo, what's good, man? Anyways, yeah, man. Just know that, anybody else listening out there that, doesn't quite know what they're supposed to do, honestly, doing the hard work that is for your best self, doing that hard work that you probably know you should do, it's going to put you through the ringer, definitely. It will definitely put you through the ringer. You're going to have days where you're going to be like, man, fuck this. This shit ain't working for me. I don't know if this is really going to help me. You're going to want to go back to your comfort zone and go back to your old life. And you're going to wish that it wasn't this hard to change. You're going to doubt yourself. Your friends are going to think, some people are going to think, why are you doing this? This isn't you, man. And it almost came to that many times. Let's see, in the last 7 months, maybe it was like 6 to 10 times, somewhere around that ballpark, because some people were online, but then the other people were in person. And what I've kind of come to realize now is I really only tell a couple people about my goals now, just because the friends I really thought I had that really had my back, I don't know, they don't really see it. They don't see the vision that I see, man. I see the vision. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be on stage talking in front of tens and thousands of people and millions online. I already know it's gonna happen. It doesn't even matter how long it takes. And I don't care really how it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen, man. It's the greatest feeling. It's just knowing that everything always works out for me. Shout out to another video of mine. If you guys know, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm not really mad at people that don't understand the vision. Because, I mean, it's not really up to other people to truly understand your vision. It's up to you to understand your vision and make it a reality. Literally make your vision a reality. This is exactly how you find your purpose, how you figure out what you want to do. Because this truly is going to help you find from that point A to point B that path that you have to walk on. No one else is going to be able to do this for you. You're going to have to discover it and find it for yourself. But I'm telling you, once you figure out your talents, your skills, your abilities, it's going to be like you just woke up and you just saw this light, and you're just going to feel just so relaxed, and you're just going to start smiling more. And you're going to be excited about life, and you're not even going to really know how to explain it. Like, people are going to go around you, like at work, this has been happening a lot. People at work are just like, dude, what are you excited about? And it's kind of funny because it's like a inside joke, but I used to tell people that I was like high on life, and you know, because I kind of been like, I was always kind of like a little slow in the past, and I still think I kind of am, but I don't even let that affect me anymore. Like, I really am truly high on life, man. Life is amazing. And like I said before, you make life how you want it to be. You truly choose and decide how you want your life to be, you know? And when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about, don't focus on the things that you cannot control. All you need to do is to focus on the things you can control. And that's your attitude to life, how you react to things coming your way, and your thoughts. You can choose to either be positive, negative, or neutral. I mean, come on, man. Seriously? Like, this is just, like, you should want to live on your own terms. Like, don't you want that for yourself? I mean, of course you want that for yourself. You know, once you really do figure out what you're meant to do, it's almost like life is effortless. You just, you're going through the motions, sure, but you're still excited about living your best life. And you ask yourself, truly ask yourself this question, right? Because this is very important. Will the 5-year version of yourself appreciate what you're doing right now? Because if they will, then you're on the right path. Now, if they wouldn't, you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what exactly you're meant to do. And even if you don't know what you're supposed to do, the answer to the question before could have still been, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But you could still be on the right path because you're at least moving forward. You're at least getting yourself out of your comfort zone, and you're trying new things. And it doesn't matter if you don't know what you're going to do. The fact of the matter is you're still doing something, and that's it. So, you don't need to know all the answers. You just got to try something, take a leap of faith, and see how it works. Experience it for yourself. Hands-on in the field. Try it. Do it. Live it. And you're going to get your own reaction, your own feedback, and you're going to eventually discover what you like, what you don't like, what maybe you can work on. Maybe there was something that you tried in the past, like a job, and you didn't really like the people there, but you loved the job. Or maybe vice versa. Maybe you love the people there, but you hate the job. right? So you really just kind of have to venture through yourself, through life, and really try to figure out what it is that you want to do. Because if you don't figure out what you want to do in this life, like I said in the beginning of the video, how are you going to even know what is like your vision? What is it you're trying to achieve? Are you just trying to have fun all the time? I mean, everybody wants that. But don't you want to respect who you are as a person? Don't you want to try to strive for something bigger than yourself? I mean, you know, you only have one life, and, you know, I feel like a lot of it I kind of wasted. But at the same time, I still had my own experiences. And I still lived my own life. And honestly, it's still great. Even if I had a time capsule and I can go back to the old life and like, would I change it? I don't think I would change it still, because I wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for all those life experiences. Who knows? I might have even not been making videos like this right now. I mean, that's the beauty of it. You don't really know what you're gonna do. You don't know what could happen. So I feel like you just have to get out there and do something. And you know, right now, like I said before, I have a video that I'm working on, and it's a video compilation, a highlight reel, if you will. And I'm excited to post it, but I'm not quite there yet. Right now, I'm still on the path. I'm still on the journey. And, you know, if you've been watching my videos since November of 2025, which isn't that many of you, but, you know, respect to anybody who is or has been watching. I've been documenting my journey so far, and, you know, eventually it's all gonna make sense. And I'm gonna be so glad. I'm gonna pretty much be able to watch the journey thus far and get to experience, you know, 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, I'll get to experience what I truly did. And even if there's only like 1 or 2 viewers, who cares, man? This is kind of like for me. But I also, if I could change someone else's life or perspective, honestly, that's good enough. And you know, you got to start somewhere. So even if I just change one person's life, that is going to be great. Because that's all it took when I saw someone else online. And I really just thought, you know what? This guy really didn't have to post that video. I would have never seen it. But because of his story and his transformation, now I got inspired. And it was just one person. I mean, you might think, oh, it's just one person. How does that matter? Why would that matter? Who cares, right? But I'm telling you, one person can change the lives of many. And that one idea that you think about, that just kind of passes by you, and you never think about it again, that one idea, if you really truly focused on it, you could have made something out of yourself. You never know. So, you know, I just really, I'm excited to post the video eventually. And I hope you guys are too, you know. I can't really talk too much about it because then it will spoil the video. But, man, I'm just telling you right now that I feel so, I've never worked harder in my life to accomplish this. And we are 3/4 of the way, 75% of the way done. And it feels so good. But, you know, once I mastered the art of delayed gratification, and I could work hard in silence and not really tell anybody about it, or not really talk about it all the time. You know, that's like doing the hard work for myself. And this is exactly what keeps me on my own journey. Like, I'm excited for my own journey, my own path, because I'm creating it live in the flesh right now. And I feel like I'll be able to, you know, come back to my old videos and I'll be able to experience it firsthand. I mean, through the lens of my own life. It's gonna be so cool, man. It's gonna be great. Everything always works out for me. It just does. And you know, right now on this path, I currently have 3 phases of once I become the best version of myself. Right now we're on phase 1 and we're on part 1, right? And you know, it's just gonna be a great thing. Like, I will explain more into deep detail once I finally do achieve phase 1, right? And then once I'm working on phase 2. Now, as a little preview though, I will say that during this time of working hard in silence and working on myself, doing the hard work that, you know, a lot of people don't really want to do, but it's been giving me a purpose and a sense of pushing forward and really, you know, understanding that my old life playing video games, you know, it was a certain time and place of doing that, but I really just had to move on. And as I'm working hard on myself and discovering my own skills and my own abilities, you know, I've still been working on phase 2 of this journey. It's been more on the back burner. Let's just say that. But we've still been working on it. And technically we worked a little bit on phase 3, but it's a little bit muddy in the waters right now. We kind of need phase 1 and phase 2 to be in effect before phase 3 goes into effect. And I believe truly that I will achieve all of these phases before 2030, because this is the goal I've set for myself. And, you know, for anybody that's on their own journey, their own path, moving forward, I am saying kudos to you. You have been doing the hard work. You have been working on yourself. And I know that you feel exactly what I feel. You feel probably amazing that you're finally sticking to it and you're going on the path. And like I said before, the art of delayed gratification, when you don't need to get that instantaneous gratification and you could just work on yourself, not really tell many people, and you still feel good. You still feel fulfilled because you know what you're doing matters. You know that this is the life you're supposed to live. This is the life that is on your own path, your own journey. And it feels phenomenal. And like I said before, you're just smiling more, you're having more fun. Like, here's the craziest thing too, right? I always thought if I live like this, I wasn't gonna be able to have fun. The great thing about it is I feel like I have more fun than when I was playing video games all day. Now, like I said before, I think it's mainly because my perspective on life has changed. And I don't have to only play video games to have fun. I still like them, and I think they're still okay to have in your life. It's just the way I treat them is I treat them like I'm very addicted. I have a very addictive personality. And to me, I don't know if it's a disorder or something, but in a way I kind of treat it like a good thing because, you know, like, for example, so first of all, hold on. I lost my train of thought a little bit. So, first of all, I feel like I can't really play video games right now because it just, it put me too much into this cycle of like, my whole life is consumed by video games. And if you could manage to just play 1 or 2 hours and you're just chilling, this is how you relax, and you know, you're still doing the hard work you need to do to work on yourself. I wish I could do that, man. I just can't do that. I get too engrossed into it. I become a no-lifer. And I just can't just play for 1 or 2 hours. I wish I could. I really do. But I just can't. So I made the tough decision that in February of 2026, I really had to quit. And I haven't played since. And it was hard for the first month. But now I don't really think about it anymore. I mean, I still remember the times I had on that game. And I still remember, you know, all the experiences I had. And I still remember my friends I used to play with. It was great, man. But I just, you know, like I said already, I already sent that comment. And I had to escape right now. But, you know, it's been 7 months since November 2025. Whenever I do decide to post this video, probably in June or July. And, you know, I do believe I'll be back. Right now I just can't. But anyways, for me, what I did was I fully quit cold turkey, right? But I slowly eased off of it, where I stopped playing like 1 week, or I stopped playing, instead of playing like every single day, I'd play like once every other day, or like once every 3 days or something, right? And then slowly, as I started changing my habits and focusing, working hard on myself and doing the hard work of like, I started reading more into what I need to do to change my life and to kind of like figure out my purpose and my path. And as I did that, it's kind of like it just slowly changed. And I just kind of had less, you know, I had less attachment to the game. And I really just felt this sense of ease, kind of, and just kind of liberated, free, peace of mind. And I remember for a good month or two, it was kind of weird because I felt like I was in limbo, where I wasn't playing RuneScape anymore, so no more video games, but I wasn't quite reading or working on myself anymore. I kind of was just like stuck in this like transition stage. I didn't really know if I was like, okay, is this kind of like a test of, am I going to go back to my old ways? Because I didn't want to go back, because I knew I worked so hard to get out of it that I didn't want to just fall back. But I knew that I wasn't quite ready to jump into becoming the best version of myself, of working on myself, right? So I remember for like a good month or two, I was going to work, I just came back, and I didn't really do anything. But now maybe I didn't really do anything, but I actually was doing stuff. I would just go for walks kind of like this, but I wouldn't record. I would just go out for walks and kind of just think to my thoughts, and I wouldn't bring my phone. I would just kind of think wherever my mind would go. And I kind of wish I wrote down stuff, because there was probably a lot of great ideas, but I wanted to kind of just free my mind of any kind of attachment to video games. And I really do believe that because I did that, it really made me not feel so anxious anymore. And I kind of like unplugged from social media and society. I was just kind of like out there. And honestly, it was so nice. It was just, I didn't really feel bad, because I knew that I was getting myself out of my comfort zone, and I was slowly, eventually becoming someone new. Like, I was getting rid of the old self and becoming the new self. It's like I was actually on the journey like I am right now. And that's why I'm telling you, being on the journey is kind of like part of the reward of your transformation. it feels, it's like the ironic part is it kind of feels like I am on a video game still. It's just the video game is real life. And, you know, I really do believe that this circling it back, this is truly what one has to do. You know, this is the hard work of how they eventually become living and moving in the right direction, moving forward to eventually become the best version of yourself. And to eventually have the happiness that most people want, right, in life. And to truly actually appreciate everything you have in life. And that everything will always work out for you. And it doesn't matter where you're starting from, or what kind of experience you've had, or the journey you've been on already, or if you've never been on a journey for yourself. I feel like I was at rock bottom for a long time. And it really truly was in November of 2025 where I did hit rock bottom. Now that's a time for another video, but I mean, I don't know, man. It was really, it's really what it took to really get me out of that rut. And now it's like every day is exciting. I mean, of course, I'm still gonna have those days where they're not gonna be the best, or, you know, you're at work and you kind of get affected by something happening. You know, I work in the service industry, so, you know, there's always gonna be those times where you kind of feel down, right? But my default setting, if you will, is I know my purpose now. I know my path, and I know that I have to be moving in this right direction forward. And it's just, it's almost like life becomes easy because I start doing the hard work. But before, life was hard because I didn't do the hard work. I was essentially trying to avoid life, and then essentially it became harder. Imagine that. It's just so funny. It's like if you really do the opposite of what you think you're supposed to do, in terms of like, if you want a good life, I believe most people, they want a good life, but they don't really do the hard approach. They do the easy approach. So then what eventually happens is your life becomes harder, right? But if you want to have a good life and an easy life, if you actually do the hard work, and then you eventually notice that this is how you become well equipped for life and all the obstacles that will come your way, this will make your life easier by default, because you're going to make yourself a stronger and a healthier person, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And when those hard days come, you're going to be ready for it. And it's not really going to affect you. You know, like, it won't affect you as much as it did before, because you have trained yourself over and over. You've been working on yourself. You've been doing the hard work, and life just becomes easy. and people are going to figure, they're just going to try to see, how in the world are you still happy? How is it that I never see you get angry, or almost never see you get angry? And that's because you've worked on yourself and you're just chill, man. I mean, think about it. Think about the most successful people in your life. Now, of course, there could be someone successful and still angry and, you know, pissed off with the world. Sure. But I think in general, if you look at the people in your life that are successful, they're not really pissed, man. They're not really mad. They're more chill. They're relaxed. They're calm. And that's because they've worked on themselves. And you could do the same thing. I feel like I'm not a master at it yet, but I feel like even in just the last 7 months, I feel like I'm way more equipped with life. And I truly believe that life is getting easier. It's not fully easier 100% all the time, but for the most part, I would say maybe like 75% of the time is easier. And I'd rather take 75% over maybe 25% or maybe only 10% from before. So, you know what I mean? Make life work out for you in your own favor. I mean, isn't that so cool? You can make life work for you. Make it work for you by changing the habits of your past and just creating new habits. It's actually kind of mind-blowing how literally you could do it right now. And the craziest thing is you don't even really need money, you know? I remember I used to think this too, where I thought, man, I really have to have money to change my life. Well, I don't have this opportunity because I don't have enough money. Or I can't really get this item because I don't have enough money. But if you think about it, it's not really the items in your life that really change your habits. I mean, change your perspective, really. It's more about your mind. It's your mind that actually changes your life. Because, you know, kind of like what I was saying before, most people you meet in your life that are successful are going to be actually more calm and relaxed. Now, the few people that you do meet that are successful, but they're kind of like anxious or angry or throwing a fit, those people kind of, they haven't really worked on themselves. Maybe they just got a lucky break, or they got lucky, they won the lottery, you know, good for them. But it's kind of like life eventually balances out. And if you don't work on yourself, but you just have this massive success, it's like the universe brings you back to a level ground, to your old life. And this is how people in the past, or people even currently, even when they win hundreds of millions of dollars, you think, wow, they're set for life. Oh my God, I wish that was me. But when they didn't do the hard work on themselves, guess what happens? They lose it all, bankrupt. And you think, well, I wouldn't do that. There's no way I would do that. If I had $100 million, are you kidding me? But that's the thing, they didn't work on themselves. So back to, you know, back to when you work on yourself, life is just effortless. It's like things just give you new opportunities. It's like your life just becomes easy because truly you don't really have to have any like hard struggles anymore, because mentally you have prepared yourself for the worst of the worst. You've gone and put yourself in the training grounds. And, you know, you only really control on the things you can control, which is how you react to the world. What comes in your life, how do you react? How do you take it in? Do you just get angry, or do you kind of analyze it? And why is this person giving this energy? You're kind of like, well, I shouldn't be mad at someone else that gets mad at me, because it probably wasn't even your fault. I mean, you just have to be calm and just, you know, once you stay back and really collect your thoughts, figure out what's happening. You know, think about it. If you're the person in the room or anywhere and there's all this chaos going around, but you're the only person that actually stays calm, dude, people are going to respect you. They're going to think, what's that guy about? Yeah. So, you know, this has been a longer video than I've made in the past before, but, you know, there was a lot on my mind. And I really think that, you know, I think in general, maybe people like the shorter videos and all, but I personally like the longer videos. So, but you know, I'm going to kind of mix it up between both long and shorter. So, anyways, remember, to stay true to yourself, because life will get better.